Have you ever wondered why the katana is more than just a sword? Why it became the symbol of the samurai soul? Before we begin, I want to share a book that has deeply inspired this channel in today's episode, Bushido, The Soul of Japan by Inazo Nitobe. It beautifully explains the philosophy and spiritual code of the samurai. You can find the link in the description below. Welcome to the Samurai Bushido Channel. This is a place where we explore the timeless spirit of the samurai and the culture of Japan in a calm, peaceful way. If you enjoy Japanese history, samurai, or relaxing videos that help you reflect and unwind, you're in the right place. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel. It helps us share this peaceful journey with more people who love Japanese culture. Now let us begin our story. 1. What is the katana? The katana is a traditional Japanese sword with a curved, slender, single-edged blade, a circular or squared guard, and a long grip for two-handed use. But it is more than a weapon. It is a spiritual object. It is a mirror of the warrior's mind. It is the soul of the samurai. Katanas are not just forged from steel. They are forged with discipline, tradition, and generations of wisdom. They are carried not with pride, but with responsibility. They are drawn not with anger, but with clarity. The katana is a physical extension of Bushido. 2. How katanas were made. Creating a katana was an art. It could take weeks or even months to make just one. The process began with tamahagan, a special type of Japanese steel, made from iron sand. This steel was folded many times to remove impurities and create layers. This folding process gave the blade its strength and its beauty. The swordsmith would heat, hammer, fold, and shape the blade in silence. They treated the process like a spiritual practice. Each hammer strike was filled with focus, each step done with precision. Once shaped, the blade was hardened through a technique called yaki-iri, where the sword was coated in clay and quenched in water. This created a unique curve and made the edge incredibly sharp. Finally, the blade was polished for days or weeks, until it gleamed like a mirror. The result was not just a weapon, it was a work of art. 3. Symbolism of the katana. The katana represented more than just combat. It stood for discipline, loyalty, and self-control. A samurai would never draw his sword without reason. To draw the sword was to cross a moral line. Many samurai carried their swords for decades without using them. The sword was not a tool of rage. It was a symbol of readiness and restraint. It also stood for identity. To lose your katana was to lose a part of yourself. This is why samurai treated their swords with great respect, cleaning them, storing them carefully, and never touching another's blade without permission. Some even gave their swords names, just like a trusted companion. 4. Carrying the katana. The katana was worn blade up, tucked into the belt or sash called obi. This allowed the samurai to draw and strike in a single motion. The katana was often paired with a shorter sword called a wakizashi. Together they formed a set called desho, meaning big and small. This set represented the samurai's social status and personal identity. When entering a building, samurai would remove their swords and place them in a special rack called a katana kiko. This wasn't just polite, it was a sign of trust. To enter a room without weapons meant you came in peace. 5. The katana in daily life. Even in peaceful times, samurai practiced drawing and sheathing their katana. This practice is known as aido, the way of mental presence and precise motion. It's not about fighting, it's about awareness. Every movement must be intentional. Every breath must be calm. This mindset extended into other parts of life. Preparing tea, writing calligraphy, walking through a garden. It was hard. The same care and clarity used in drawing a katana was used in everything. That is the true meaning of the way of the sword. 6. Stories and legends. There are many famous swords in Japanese history. One of the most legendary is Kusanagi no Tsurugi, a mythical sword said to be part of the imperial regalia of Japan. In real history, swords made by master smiths, like Masamune and Muramasa, are still admired. Masamune was known for creating swords with perfect balance and calm spirit. Muramasa's blades were said to be wild and bloodthirsty. One story tells of a test between a Masamune and Muramasa blade. Both were placed in a river with leaves floating by. Muramasa's sword cut every leaf. Masamune's sword let the leaves float around it. The meaning? True strength is not in destruction but in restraint. 7. The katana in modern Japan. Today, katanas are no longer used in combat, but their spirit remains alive. You can still find swordsmiths in Japan making katanas by hand with traditional methods. Martial artists practice kendo, Yido, and Kenjutsu, passing on the form and philosophy. Collectors in museums treat swords with reverence. And in Japanese pop, culture, anime, movies, and games, the katana is still a powerful symbol, but we must remember it is not a toy. It is a symbol of a deeper way of life. 8. Lessons from the katana. So what can we learn from the katana today? Be sharp but not reckless. Be strong but calm. Be ready but peaceful. The katana teaches us to live with awareness, discipline, and humility. It reminds us that every action matters. That true power lies not in striking first, but in knowing when to stay still. The samurai carried their swords outwardly. We can carry their spirit within. Thank you for watching this episode of Samurai Bushido Channel. If this story brought you peace or inspiration, please like this video and subscribe. We create new episodes for those who love Japanese culture, samurai philosophy, and slow moments of reflection. Until next time, walk quietly and live with honor.